Yeah.
Moving on to our next topic at hand. This is when I saw this. To me, this was like one of the other biggest stories that happened in the past week. There's a lot of big shit happening recently. Um, so no, okay. Where is my article? Oh, here it is. Okay, this was posted actually on the Sony PlayStation blog. Full cross-platform play now live in Rocket League. This is posted by Jeremy Dunham, the vice president of publishing at Psyonix. Sonics. How do you pronounce that? Psyonix?
So it's Psyonix.
Okay. With special thanks to all our friends and colleagues at PlayStation, we are thrilled to announce that starting right now, Rocket League has entered the PlayStation Cross-Play Beta program. Players on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Steam PC can now randomly matchmake with or against each other in all online match types, i.e. casual, competitive, and extra modes. To make sure the cross-platform is enabled, but it is by default. This explains how to get there. But yeah, basically they announced that the cross-platform play is in their beta for PS4 right now. But this doesn't take away how big this is, because Fortnite I can understand because it's huge and people were hand and foot wanting to make it happen, and Sony bend to Fortnite's will. But now that Rocket League is the second game to get approved, this opens the door, at least in my opinion, the door for more games to come. Which,
yeah, absolutely,
that's fucking awesome.
I mean, it's the issue at hand is like, if a game is already cross-platform, like the reason that this happened with Rocket League and Fortnite is because Rocket League and Fortnite were already doing cross-platform. But games like Overwatch or Call of Duty, they're not doing cross-platform. So it would have to be the game itself that does cross-platform before we can be like, what other games could be added to this? Because it's like, what are the game that you know of that's popular, like Rocket League and Fortnite are, that are already cross-platform? Like, what games can you think of? Oh, Minecraft. I forgot about Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft is another big one. I think that will be the third one. I definitely believe that's going to happen. Outside of that, there aren't that many games that are cross-platform as of right now. Technically, you can say Street Fighter V because it does PS4 to PC. And it has both a PS4 version and an Xbox version, so that could technically may happen in the future. I think that this is more of a statement for the future for next generation of consoles for sure.
I think this is a statement. I also love that you're showing an ad from fucking 2015.
Hey.
Like the videos that you find sometimes make me laugh because I'm just like, well, this is not even a current video. I think that Fortnite especially is definitely going to bring in a wave of games and publishers that are like, well, we can put this on everything. We can make everybody play with everybody. We're getting closer and closer to that
that one console future, essentially, or almost like that.
Yeah. Because people are coming to the same conclusion that I've always came to, that I've talked about on this podcast 1,001 fucking times, and that's when you are playing a game, you don't care what console it's on as long as you're having fun with that game. Whether it's being competitive or just dicking around, if you're having fun, you're having fun. You don't care what platform it's on. Well, that's a thing with Fortnite and Rocket League. It's fun to play these games. Whether you're on the Switch, the PC, the Xbox One, the PS4, it doesn't matter. And now it doesn't matter even further because now I can play with everybody on anything.
One of the main complaints I've often heard from a lot of people who play games like us is that they only play on a console or PC or whatever their choice because their friends are on it. If that barrier is taken down, I can play with Greg, I can play with my brother, I can play with anybody that has the game and it is a cross-platform game. And that is something that a lot of people want to do, like unite people to play games, not divide them because of the console and the way the consoles work. And that's been the dream for such a long time. And now,
well, this is also why when you see at E3 when or other things in that fashion, when a new game comes, or like a new console's coming, and you look at how they advertise that console, they're not talking about like, I mean, Xbox did recently with Xbox One X, but they're usually not talking about what the games can do or how they'll look. They're talking about what the console can do. Like, it'll have Netflix. We're like, yeah, Netflix, whatever. But they have to try to sell their consoles that way now because people just don't care enough. The people just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's brilliant that we now have two big games that are cross-platform. And I'm of course not throwing Minecraft in there because Minecraft was really popular. It's not that popular anymore. I guess it still kind of is popular, but
I would still argue it's pretty popular. I still argue that, but yeah, it's not as huge popular as it was back then. I can definitely admit that for sure. But yeah, like it is definitely one of the barriers. We definitely want that. A lot of us want to have it break down and be able to play against one another. Now, I feel that this wave is definitely going to be riding into the next generation of consoles, and we've been hearing about next gen for quite some time. I believe, like, we're gonna see something out of Sony out of this year's E3 or next year's E3. Like, I've been hearing 2020 release for a new console. And I think that big part of that is going to be cross-platform play. I think that's definitely going to be a huge part in, especially when it comes to the future of not only game consoles but like game publishers and game companies as well. Because if you think of it this way, if you're a game company and you say you're right now an exclusive, but in the future, in the back of your mind, like, what if you're multi-platform, and like say like, oh, you're on Xbox, you're on PS4, you guys can play one another when this game comes out, and that's awesome because that means more copies for that company on all platforms, especially on those two. So it's a big thing. It's a huge thing, and it's definitely something that we're all excited for, and hopefully that's the way that we want it to be. Obviously, things may turn up. Obviously, things may change because money talks. And it's definitely the game industry when it comes to how stubborn it is. It will rear its ugly head from time to time. So, but yeah, we're excited essentially. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, the future holds. What's we're looking for? The future we are excited for.
Yeah. There's nothing really to add to this one other than this is very exciting. I'm excited to see where it goes. I want more AAA games coming out to utilize cross-platform because it's good. I get why like some like Overwatch is like, we don't really want to put console players with keyboard and mouse players because keyboard and mouse have better aim. I get why they don't want to do that, but there's ways you can program to separate that, like, give the players an option of like, oh, they want to play with people with controllers, So
right,
I don't know.
Right. All right, moving on from what we're excited about in the future to possibly the strangest story I've heard. This year. It's only been like 17 days into this year. I would say in recent memory. Okay, so where to begin? So this is reported off of Kotaku.com. Also, Jason Schreier. He's been busy recently. And let me go ahead and start this timer. Okay.